For today's video, we're going to be drawing Joline Kujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, Part 6. So I'm getting ready to start the drawing process. Obviously, my workspace is a complete mess because I'm doing this for YouTube and I've got a bunch of stuff laying around. The materials we'll be using for this video are a pencil, an eraser, and a pencil sharpener in case my pencil gets dull. This is the paper we're going to be working with, Strathmore 9 by 12 inches. And as you can see, hopefully as you can see, I have it sectioned off into 3 by 3 cubes, 3 by 3 inch cubes. Cool. So before I get started, I'm actually going to tape down the paper, and that's just for me so it doesn't move around on camera. Alright, so we're going to start this one off by drawing an oval through this intersection of lines right over here. It'll be about a third of the way through this line, about a quarter of the way over here, and again about a third of the way over here. So now that we've got sort of the area we're going to be working with, let's go ahead and draw the oval. And this is going to be just a rough sketch. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be perfect. And that's good enough. So now we'll go ahead and draw some sort of an outline for her face before we move on to draw the outline for the rest of her body. And the direction of her face. And we'll just leave a placement for her mouth, which is going to correspond with her jawline. And her eyes, which is going to go through this middle intersection over here. So on the other side of that line, or these two lines that we've created, we're going to draw the ear. And just below the ear, we're going to start drawing her neck. Let's actually draw the other side of the neck as well. So let me see. Her throat is going to meet the inside of her neck. So let's go ahead and draw this first. All right, now from here we can go ahead and start drawing her shoulders. So it's going to be kind of an angle over here. And let's draw her traps. And her shoulder over here should extend all the way out to the other third over here. And that's where we're going to stop. All right. Now on the other side, we'll stop her shoulder just below her chin over here. Now we'll go ahead and draw the outline for her shoulder blades. So one arm is going to be going upwards, so we'll have to draw this over here. The other arm is going downwards, so this is fine. We'll just leave that as it is. So we're going to extend this a little bit further down, all the way to, I would say, all the way down to the middle of this cube over here. And we'll go straight back out to this intersection over here. So right over here, the middle of the cube, we'll go ahead and draw her rib cage. And we'll bring it in right over here, just outside, maybe the quarter, the quarter mark. But let's switch up the angle a bit. No straight lines. All right, so the arm's going to be kind of tricky. There's going to be a lot of overlapping lines here. But the main thing we want to make sure we get is that from the shoulder, we have this circular motion all the way to this intersection over here, or just below it. And this is going to extend out to make out her chest. And that's good enough for now. Now, let's go ahead and move back to her shoulders. So right over here, this line, we're going to draw her arm. Remember, there's some overlapping lines here, so we'll start the other arm here, but right over here outside of the shoulder blade, we're going to draw her forearm over her arm. And then that's going to get wider. Same thing over here, it's going to get wider. And the forearm is going to go upward. Now over the forearm, we're going to draw her hand. And her hand is going to extend all the way up to, I would say, about halfway toward this, halfway up this cube. And we're going to pull it down all the way to this, the last third of this cube over here. Now her thumb is going to begin over here, but it's going to extend all the way down to the intersection of her armpit. And I thought that this was her forearm, but it might actually be just the bottom of her wrist. So my mistake there. Not the bottom of her wrist, the bottom of her palm. Let's draw her palm. Made a bit of a mistake there, or kind of made it ugly, so let's use that magic eraser and our magical eraser to erase it. And no big deal. So right around this intersection is going to be the intersection between her thumb and her index finger. And we're going to extend her finger right about here. And her fingernail is going to be overlapping a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't want to exaggerate this. And that's a mess, but we'll clean it up later. Did I make that too big? I feel like I made it too big. I did. Let's make that a bit smaller. All right, now let's go ahead and continue with the rest of her hand. This line here is going to be just in between the index finger and the pinky, or the ring finger. And the pinky is going to be protruding outwards. So here's the middle finger. It's going to go way down. And now the ring finger is going to kind of be hidden a little bit by the middle finger. All right, now let's go ahead and draw the pinky, which is going to extend almost to the outside of our paper that we're working with here. And it's going to stop just above this thumb. Like I said, just a rough sketch. Don't worry about the details just yet. All right. The only thing I'm worried about though is this over here. Let's actually have it go up a bit. create a bit of a better angle there. All right, moving on. Let me go ahead and get a little bit of a wider angle. All right, let's fix up her waist a little bit. Now that I take a second look of it, it looks kind of ridiculous. That's probably better. We'll trim it up a little bit. And the final thing we need to do is draw her legs. So we'll continue her stomach all the way down, and her legs are going to start from her just a little bit outside her waistline or inside her waistline. That's good enough there. There's the outside leg, and we'll just finish up the inside leg. I think this is about right. Cool, good enough for now. Forgot to do her arm, so let's go ahead and draw her outside arm. Cool, so we're just drawing a rough sketch here, starting from her shoulder. This is going to go all the way up to her eye line, and then we're going to go out to the elbow and come back down. All right, and again from the eye line, we're going to draw the inside of the arm. And now the top of her arm. Her forearms are going to bulge up a little bit, be wider towards the bottom, and then narrow out again as we get closer to her head. Okay, we're done with the rough sketch. Let's go ahead and get to the details. So first things first, let's go ahead and draw the eyes. And this is going to actually require another bit of a rough sketch here. But, all right, fine. Before the eyes, let's go ahead and draw the outside of her face. It's probably a good idea. Now, the eyes and the nose, we're kind of going to draw the outline together. First things first, eyebrows, bridge of the nose, and her nose is going to come all the way down to that center line. Eyebrows, let's finish up those eyes, or actually not finish up, but just draw a little rough sketch there. And right at this intersection over here, we're going to draw her right eye. And the eyebrow above that. Actually, I changed my mind. This line is going to be a little bit lower. It's a bit too high for her mouth. And wherever that line is, that's where we're going to have to draw her jawline to. So this intersection over here, that's her jaw. And we'll round off her chin to make her a bit more feminine.